Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the most recent NASCAR Cup race from Texas Motor Speedway. Why did I forget for a second? I was just watching the highlights, or I was just rewatching clips. So yeah, we're going to be going over the NASCAR Cup race from Texas, and there's a good amount of topics. So let's jump right into it. So yeah, I want to start off with stage one. Stage one went all clean and green for the most part. Until with around 13 to go, I'm pretty sure cycles were well over. Yeah, they were. It was Bell versus Hamlin for the lead. Coming off to take lap 69. That's when Bell goes around, or that's when Gillen goes around in turn 4, and then barely clips Bell. Barely clips Bell, and Bell slams into the wall. Ended his day, which unfortunate for him because that's like the fourth race in a row where he's had bad luck. Really bad luck here. He was having a really good race up until this point, and yeah, I just got taken out before the race could really get started. So, unfortunate for Bell there. I mean, that's really horrible. That's horrible luck at that point. My goodness, I gotta feel bad for him. Then you had a mix of pit stops, like 2-tire stops, 4-tire stops, and people who stayed out for track position. Which honestly, with the clean air, it worked out pretty well, and it worked out pretty well for Eric Jones, who ended up winning stage 1. And I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this when the race was going on, but that was Eric Jones' first ever stage win in the 9 years that stages have been around for Cup. Eric Jones has not won a single one until Sunday, which I think was interesting there. So yeah, stage 2 was a showcase on how the track can really kill your momentum. 2 spins alone were just because of the track. Actually, in the second stage, Byron spun out in turn 4, and then Larson. I think Byron got into the bump. I'm pretty sure, and then Larson spun out. He just lost it off turn 2. So yeah, you had Ty Gibbs spin as well, but that was not because of a bump or the track. That was Ryan Preece, and we just learned 30 minutes ago that Ryan Preece got penalized $50,000 and 25 points for that. Looking on the screen, that's what he got penalized for. That's not the greatest angle, sorry, but why? Like that's like, dude, we have another interesting a segment later on in the race where that should have been a penalty, not this. This was a harmless spin, but since the car kind of went towards the wall, I kind of get why. I didn't really see the explanation for it. But okay, like that being a penalty is just, I don't agree with that. The Kyle Busch and Nemechek situation should have been a penalty. So what happened on the last lap there? This was obviously they're all bunched up because a restart had happened like 10 laps prior. Kyle Busch, who had been running great all race, and it was pointed out that he was frustrated until the end of the race. He was frustrated at the end of the race too. I think for like the final run, he was just like pissed off, venting like crazy. So yeah, what happens here? And he did it the lap before too with Keselowski. He almost wrecked himself in front of Keselowski. He barely missed that there. But on the last lap, or with 2 to go, I believe. Or was it coming to the line? No, it was 2 to go because Nemechek was kind of wrecking as they crossed the white flag. So yeah, this was the 2 to go. Kyle Busch basically cleared himself in front of the 42, which I get it. Like 42 didn't really give that much room for Kyle Busch to merge on the high lane, but still, like Busch completely cleared himself in front of the 42, and then Busch got mad at that and just wrecked the crap out of his car. Like into turn 3 they go, and Busch just smacks into that car like crazy. Why did I just do that? By the way, what the hell? Kyle Busch just does that, and okay, it looks like Busch's temper like really got the best of him, which is something you don't want to see if you're a Kyle Busch fan or if you're a Kyle Busch crew member or something, because those are valuable points you just threw away there. Eric has covered it best. It's just my opinion here, and I agree with his opinion too. It's just stupid. This is the best race that he's had all year, and he threw it away because of his temper. Yeah, as simple as that. Simple as that. That's 12th place right there. That's still a good finish, like pretty decent finish, but no, he got 20th and Nemechek got 21st, both of which were having a really good run. So, yeah, I got to put that on Kyle Busch. I just don't understand. I don't even think those 2 incidents, I don't think the Ty Gibbs and Preece incident, nor the Busch and Nemechek incident deserved a penalty in any way. I don't think any of them deserved a penalty. So the fact that the Ty Gibbs one got a penalty is really baffling to me, because that was less harmful than the Kyle Busch incident, because Nemechek was seen with a bloody nose and bloody hand. No, they didn't fight. That's what I thought at first for some reason. because like his fists were like red and he was bleeding, so I would assume that's a fight and Kyle Busch punching him in the nose. No, I mean that genuinely happens sometimes, I guess. So yeah, um, but yeah, that's a little that's my take on that there. He only had one wreck in the final stage, by the way. Final stage actually went pretty much clean until 10 laps to go, where Corheim just crashed. Another example of the cars just losing themselves on this track. This track is very chaotic when it comes to that. So yeah, Corheim just lost it, but had a really big hit into the wall. Thankfully, he was okay. So yeah, and then the stage two winner, Chase Elliott, ended up winning the race. So yeah, Elliott had a fast car. Elliott now is like what, the best of the Hendrick cars at this point. So yeah, that's pretty cool there. Pretty cool there. It was him versus Hamlin in the second stage. He won that battle. Hamlin was sort of closing in on him, but then didn't really amount to much. Chase Elliott ended up getting the win, which is pretty cool to see there. Yeah, Elliott already got the win at Martinsville. He already has a win at Texas too. So Elliott getting 2 wins early in the season is really good in my opinion, because I don't really see him win in the first half of the season that often. He usually wins like in the latter half. But seeing him get 2 wins this early in the year, I really do think Elliott's in place for like a 5-win season. It really could be like that. It could be a resurgence of 2022 because he's doing really well in my opinion. So yeah. But that's pretty much about it. Did I cover everything important? I'm hoping I did. Oh yeah, you had a little wreck on pit road. I forgot to mention that. I didn't even write it down either. But it was Logano and Custer just wrecked on pit road. So yeah, I forgot what happened. I think it was Custer was going into his box, but I think he was like way too far out, and Logano just smacked the crap out of his car in the back bumpers. So yeah, caused both of them to get unrepairable damage, and then they were both out of the race because of that. That sucks for Logano because he cannot just magically pull a win out of his ass to make the playoffs anymore. So that, or the chase. Oh, I said the P word. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna reshoot this video because of that. But he can't pull a win out of his ass to save his life at this point. So he has to work for it. Which honestly, I could be a little bit eager for it, or not eager. Like I'm interested to see how he'll pilot the rest of the season now that the chase is back. So yeah, pretty cool there. But honestly, that's it. I thought the race was very good. Honestly, I thought it was a very good race, and that's a first where Texas is what Texas is good racing. The truck race had a really good race. O'Reilly had a very solid race, entertaining battles all around, and the Cup race had a really good race too. 4 years ago, we weren't saying any of this. We were hating on Texas. We wanted it off the schedule because of the worst All-Star race I had ever seen. So yeah, the fact that Texas has fully redeemed itself, honestly, I'm proud of that. I was supposed to go to this race too. I'm sad at it because it was a good race, and it was a sellout crowd too. So yeah, that was really refreshing for Texas to go on a redemption arc. I really do think it's going to produce some good racing now. Hopefully. The Gen 7 car is so bipolar. It only produces like one good race, and then next year bad, next year good. Like Kansas, for example, race of the year last year, boring race this year. So you can never tell with this car. It's so dumb. But yeah, let's go over the top finishers. Before we rate the race, Chase Elliott got his win, the second win of the season. Denny Hamlin got third. How about Alex Bowman getting fourth? Great race for him. Tyler Reddick, the first car on 4 tires on the final pit stop. He got fourth. Another top 5 for him too. That's pretty good. Chris Buescher, top 5. That's pretty good as well. Daniel Suarez got 6. Another top 10 for him in Texas. Carson Hocevar, last week's winner, got 7th. William Byron, 8th. Bubba Wallace, 9th. And Ryan Blaney runs our top 10. So, yeah. I'm going to give this race a 3.5 out of 5. And that'll do it. That's going to be it for this review. Everybody, thank you for watching and have